Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series videos I do for the while. I'll go over there, try food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to get through with this review and then get the fuck out of Dodge. We'll get into that in a second. Not to be creepy or anything, I swear. If there is one nice thing about doing these reviews from because a lot of times I do them from parking lots and stuff because I, just want to get it out of the way after I get the item. One of the few nice things, man, is sometimes you just see some very, very beautiful women just walk by and it's just brightens up your day. Anyway. Folks, super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and drink items whilst I'm doing so. I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm inside the truck. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I go over there and I wear a super cool shirt, I like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my fucking GoBots Battle of the Rock Lord shirt. I love me some GoBots. If you're not familiar with GoBots, that's okay. They haven't been socially relevant in a very long time. Over 3 decades. No, GoBots, they were a toy line that eventually became a cartoon that eventually, I swear to fuck, that is the 7th sire. What is going on? Seriously. Oh, man. Anyway, they were a toy line that became a cartoon that eventually became a movie, and then they basically died. They were competing with Transformers. Transformers obviously just blew them completely out of the water, but I like to think that somewhere out there's some alternate dimension where GoBots actually managed to win out, or maybe even managed to go over there and just coexist in harmony. There is room enough for 2 transforming robot lines, I personally feel. But anyway, what am I reviewing for you folks? Why am I getting the fuck out of Dodge? What's going on? Well, folks, I decided that I was going to go over there and review some stuff from, boom, White Castle. Only problem is, the White Castles that I used to go to when I used to do White Castle reviews are gone. White Castle's in all kinds of financial trouble these days, and so they started closing down a lot of locations. So the closest one to me, I had to drive not too far out of the way, but, a little bit further than I normally would. And ever since I started doing these reviews, because I did one before this, where I reviewed their cheddar rings, and I did one where I reviewed some classic hillbilly lemonade. It has just been almost constant sirens, just going off. It's just, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, man, because I don't want to get murdered. But anyway, what am I reviewing for you, folks? All right, well, let's grab a thing. It's 2 items, because you've been good. I'll review 2 items for you. If I can get them the fuck out of the thing. Because they have 2 new breakfast items. What the fuck is wrong with this area? Yeah, okay, so we got 2 new items. We got, boom, bacon French toast sandwich, and boom, fucking sausage French toast sandwich. Jesus Christ, can we get a thing like this? Ha 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 ha. Sure. God damn it. Alright. Yeah, these are brand new to their freaking breakfast menu. I'm going to start with the sausage, because I like sausage more than bacon in most instances. Well, breakfast instances. That's pretty good. That's genuinely pretty solid. So, I'm a big fan of sweet and savory as a flavor combination. Not everybody is, obviously, but I do like it. Thing is, you got to get a decent ratio. If you go too far one way or the other, kind of negates the whole point. With this, I could have gone a little bit sweeter on it with the French toast, but it's not bad. It's kind of a nice little sweet accent to the whole thing. And honestly, I personally feel that White Castle, that their breakfast menu, is wildly underrated. Because, like, they have good eggs. Like, they taste like proper eggs. Especially with the cheese and everything. Like, you get a nice burst of eggy, cheesy flavor. Their breakfast sausage is actually pretty solid, too. It tastes like, pretty much proper breakfast sausage. It's actually, I'm perfectly down with that. Like, I don't have any beef with that. I mean, obviously the crux of it is the French toast aspect of it. And like I said, I don't feel it's quite as, sorry, my fucking words got jumbled. I don't feel like it has the level of, sweet syrupy oomph that I maybe would like personally. But it is nice, and I do kind of feel like with it being more of a sweet accent to the overall thing, it's not like weighing down anything. So it's a little bit kind of a mix, because on the one hand, I don't really feel like I'm getting the proper sweet and savory mix that I like, but it does kind of cap the whole thing off, I guess, is sort of the way I would describe it. Like, mostly what you're getting is just a solid sausage, egg, cheese breakfast sandwich. That all works perfectly well. And then, you're just getting like this little extra sweetness oomph that, it's good. Let's try the bacon one, though. Bacon is always a little bit sketchier when it comes to, like, fast food stuff, so. But, actually, I think it might work a little bit better with the bacon than with the sausage. Here's why. So, White Castle's bacon isn't terrible. Like, some fast food bacon is not good. White Castle's is pretty solid. Like, again, I do think that their breakfast menu is very underrated. They tend to use pretty quality ingredients for all intents and purposes. Same deal. Egg is good, cheese is good, all that. Bacon is really the difference. The bacon, it's decent bacon. You can taste the bacon flavor. Doesn't just taste like shitty, throwaway bacon. The thing that I think helps it work a little bit better is with the sausage, you're just getting more sausage, so there's more sausage flavor. With this, the bacon, because it's a little bit less, you're still getting noticeable bacon flavor, but because there's less, it allows for more of that sweetness to come through, so you are getting a better mix of, like, the sweet and the savory. Yeah, I mean, the sausage is definitely more of a standout element in the sausage sandwich than the bacon is in the bacon. So if you really want some bacon, this I don't think is going to exactly give you what you want, but I do think it mixes better with the sweet and the savory aspects. But we're going to go one step further, folks, because they asked, boom, do I want some syrup? Specifically, it's Mrs. Butterworth's. So, hooray! I guess I don't really have a stake in the whole syrup thing. I just syrup. So let's open it up. What we're gonna try to do. First thing, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna do the bacon. We're gonna dip this shit in there. Can we get one that's got a little bit more? Oh no! Well, Mrs. Butterworth's is good. It's buttery and syrupy. Um, I mean, I'll give them credit for using Mrs. Butterworth. Like, the syrup is actually really good. I don't know how well it plays with the overall sandwich, though. Because I feel like it's a bit much. But, let's try it with the sausage. See how that one plays out. Trying to hopefully not get a whole shitload of it on myself again. Yeah, that's the business. That's definitely my favorite incarnation of this whole thing. The sausage with the syrup. That way you're getting the proper sweet and savory. I'm just gonna finish it. I have to wash this shirt when I get home. Yeah, man. It's messy, but it's good. Okay, so all that messiness and stuff aside, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get them again? Would I recommend them? I'm gonna go yes and yes. I feel like, again, it kind of depends on what you want. I think ultimately, both are good breakfast sandwiches. I think that's really the takeaway here. And that makes perfect sense, because again, I think White Castle is good breakfast. So in that regard, you know, so I like that aspect of it. And again, really the whole French toast thing, if you're somebody like me who you enjoy sweet and savory, it's a nice little, dip of the toe into that. It's not a huge thing, but again, you can supplement that with some delicious Mrs. Butterworth's syrup, which, ultimately was my favorite part of it was the sausage with that. But I do think both were really good. And, if you're somebody who, like, if you're comparing it against, like, say, the McGriddle might be a little bit too sweet and savory for you. It's not for me. I like it a lot. But for some people, I can see that. These are, a little bit more toned down. And I think that's going to be the big crux as to whether or not they're really your thing. Because if it's something where you really want that sweet and savory aspect, again, unless you get the syrup to go along with it, I don't feel like it's giving you a lot of that. But if you're somebody who's a little bit more, here or there on it, then maybe it could be, like I said, nice little dip of the toe into that flavor combination. But ultimately, I did really like both. Like, I would definitely get those again. Now that said, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, Monday, rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there and have yourselves a truly sweet and savory-tastic rest of your life. And then again, unless you're just that's not your flavor combo, that's fair enough. Maybe you're a salty and sweet person, spicy and sweet. There's all kinds of things. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. Life can be frustrating and stressful and it can just kick you in the head, folks. And I've certainly had to deal with it. I'm sure that everybody who's watched my channel, I should say that, but then at the same time, recently there was on this one Facebook group, it was like this like red pill, blue pill scenario where it's like, red pill, you $10 million, blue pill, you get to go over there and you get to undo every mistake that you've made in your life. And like 90% of the people were like, oh man, I'd just take the fucking 10 million, man. Like, none of the mistakes I've ever made have been made. And it's like, y'all have lived some fucking privileged ass lives. Because let me tell you, folks, I have made some mistakes in my life that I would pay anything to be able to undo them. If I had that opportunity. Fuck the $10 million, man. You You give me that, man, the blue pill is going down before you even explain what the red pill does. But anyway, it is important when we run into situations that are stressful, frustrating, etc. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're the type of person where you've lived the type of life where that $10 million, that just rolls with you, you know. And, hey, good on you. You know, I've lots of people I saw, they were like, you know, the mistakes I made me the person I am today, you know. So it's like, and I used to have that reasoning too. Then you go over there and you make a really big mistake. Then you go over there and you make a mistake that you just can't take back, even though you want to more than anything. And let me just address at this point in time, I'm oversharing a little bit. Nothing sinister or anything like that. Like, I didn't go over there and kill somebody, or, you know, hit somebody and leave them on the side of the road or some shit. Nothing like that. You know, just things that I just, you know, decisions that I wish I'd made better choices and stuff, you know, and just... Anyway, this is a weird way to end things, but... Bye!